Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse. We love the Orville. Please renew it. Hey, gang, I'm JP, and welcome back to Talking the Orville on Egotastic FunTime. We got some breaking news, some recent as F news, finally from Disney Plus. Now, for anyone tuning in right now who's like, "Oh gosh, there's some Orville news." No, this is not directly an Orville news discussion, but this is an indirect Orville news discussion and a Hollywood discussion, a streaming discussion for all of us to weigh in on, see what's going on. Hey, Kevin Scott, what's going on? Hey, JP, on my way to teach, driving the car. Be careful. Be careful driving that car. Don't let me distract you too much. Alan Frisch, hola, egoists. I love it, egoists. I always loved Egopanions, but egoists is also very good. Archmage Frey, I would write a comment, but I'm supposed to be on strike. Oh no, well, you can think it, just don't write it down. Now, I have the article that I'm going to be reading here live. I got it from The Verge. I mean, this story is on every entertainment news site and probably business site there is right now. Let me actually go to it here. And also, excuse me, I'm still getting all the screens set up for this live stream. So this is from The Verge, talking about Disney's new announcement pertaining to not only itself, but to Hulu and to streaming. This is written by Emma Roth. We'll go through it paragraph by paragraph and talk about the information being given to us. Jaloja Vaughn, how are you doing, Sci-Fi Nation? Oh my gosh, Disney ads. Who the thunk? Ads, right? What's life without ads? What would any of us be without the ads that we've been watching our entire lives? The ads is just nothing compared to the full story that we got here. Disney's making changes. A week or two ago, Disney got together for this big meeting to figure out what they're going to do. And it's a business. That's what all businesses do. They get together, they make changes, they make cuts. I know they were announcing that they're laying off thousands of people across the board. We're talking, not only streaming services and content and that's not working, and even the parks. So that's normal. People were freaking out about it. I'm like, that's the most normalest thing a company can do. They all do it every few years, these big companies. But they said they were going to get together and make an announcement on what their plans are for the futures. Now, of course, that's for shareholders mostly, so they can have faith, hopefully faith of the Orville, but faith that the company that they invested in is doing right by them to try and help make them more money, which is what everything in the world is about, right? Money makes the world go around. It makes the world stop. It does. If the world's moving, money has something to do with it. And Bell, what's going on? So happy to catch you live, and so much better than a watch afterwards. Well, if you watch this afterwards, I won't be able to respond to your comments live. So that is a lot of fun, I have to say. It's good to see you, Anne. Yeah, well, last month was a couple weeks ago. This is only day 11 of May, and like any news reported that you've watched, at some point they said, "I can't believe it's May already." Well, it's May already, you guys. Yeah, they're laying off a bunch of people, but they finally came out with the big news. It's all over the place. It's trending. Hashtag Disney, hashtag Hulu. Somebody even called it Disney Lou, which some of you might get that reference, having to do with Lucille Ball and the Desilu Productions. We wouldn't have Star Trek if it wasn't for Lucille Ball and Desilu Productions. But that's a story for another day, 60 years ago. Joy Don, ads per se don't bother me. Why the heck does it take 3 clicks to dismiss them now? Yeah, ads don't really bother me that much, except for on a couple of streaming services. The big bad one, the one that annoys me the most, is on Paramount. They have a lot of ads, and they're kind of loud and frequent. But you have services like HBO Max with ads. They hardly interrupt anything at all. Anyway, also another, well, we might make that part of today's conversation as well. Chris Andrew says Scott Grimes did a recent cameo for a couple being married who are big Orville fans and hinted that a season 4 will be coming. Andrew, if you can get the link to that and send it to my Twitter at egotasticft, it's probably the link is in the descriptions. I would love to see that. I'd love to do a video on that. You've got some splaining to do, Archimedes Frey says. So this article, Disney finally put out exactly their plans. Disney will bring Hulu content into Disney Plus and raise its ad-free prices. Now, we've talked about that many times over the last half a year, ever since the Orville came to Disney Plus, first worldwide, and then finally to the little country of the United States of America. The Orville is all over Disney Plus, you guys. And on Hulu, in case you don't keep track of the updates that I put up on the community page here, as of last week, the Orville is already back up to number 3 when it comes to Hulu content. Most searched, most interacted with content, the Orville is number 3 after over 8 months since its season premiere. So it's doing very well on there. But it says Disney Plus will bring Hulu content into Disney. Well, Disney will bring Hulu content into Disney Plus and raise its ad-free prices. Not too worried about that. Disney CEO Bob Iger announced a one-app experience is coming later this year for U.S. viewers. So congratulations, U.S. viewers. Pranakasha Productions, super duper ego chat. Thank you so much for that. Sci-Fi Nation, also with a super chat. Thank you so much. Jaloja to you as well. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, supporting Orville-esque news. So Disney is going to be adding Hulu content onto its platform in a one app experience, which at first I thought, oh, that's new. That's the next step in streaming, is bundling an app, not just bundling services, but bundling an app. But then I was like, no, that's not true. HBO Max has already done that. Even if you go to the Hulu app, it's got Showtime, it's got HBO, it's got all these things you could bundle. Amazon Prime Video, you know, Paramount, HBO, all that are just different Prime channels that you can subscribe to. So it's not really a new thing. So Disney's really just catching up with the market when it comes to this idea. But here in the article, Disney is combining Hulu and Disney Plus into a single streaming app. During Disney's Q2 earnings call on Wednesday, CEO Bob Iger announced that the company is going to create a one-app experience within the U.S. and said that it's raising the price of its ad-free plan, which currently costs $10.99 a month. What will it cost? They don't say yet. My guess is $14.99. HBO seems to think $14.99 is a good price. Netflix thinks $14.99 and higher is a good price. I can't say I agree with Netflix or even HBO Max as much as I love it. While we continue to offer Disney Plus, Hulu and ESPN Plus we still continue to offer them as standalone options. This is a logical progression of our direct-to-consumer offerings that will provide greater opportunities for advertisers. Advertisers need their opportunities, you guys, while giving bundle subscribers access to more robust and streamlined content, resulting in greater audience engagement and ultimately leading to a more unified streaming experience. That's just what Iger said, Bob Iger. And of course, that's just the type of corporate talk. Basically says we're going to put stuff together, charge people more money, and make advertisers more money too. That's basically what they're saying. It's not that surprising to me. Curtis Tate, greetings to you. Iger, the one-eyed tiger, let him get ripped by a two-toed teal'c. I'm going to say teal'c. You might have to sound that one out for me. That's from Sci-Fi Nation. And Stony Girl says it's a smart move. Hulu is the #1 streaming app. Hulu is great. Hulu's the streaming apps that I've kept. I have too many right now. I'm gonna take some away. But Netflix, I'm kind of obligated to have Netflix. The family loves the Netflix. I have HBO Max. I'm dumping that until season 2 of The Last of Us pops up. Um, and then I have Hulu for Orville stuff. I do not have Disney Plus. Um, I could switch, maybe save a little bit of money. And then I have my most important streaming service that I use is Peacock. Peacock has more of what I like. Plus, they're really coming out with some uh, brand new movies that are still in the theaters. You're able to watch on on Peacock. I just watched the Woody Harrelson movie Champions. Such a fun movie. Really enjoyed it. That was on Peacock. I also watched Cocaine Bear on Peacock. I also watched Knock at the Door, that Shyamalama Ding Dong movie. And like most Shyamalama Ding Dong movies, they're pretty good until the end. But yeah, I'm all about Peacock, you guys. So this story continues. Meanwhile, the pricing changes we've already implemented have proven successful, and we plan to set a higher price for our ad-free tier later this year to better reflect the value of our content offerings. That's mostly, talk for the shareholders. Oh, we're going to make you more money. We're going to charge more because we're awesome. Some of that has to do with you charge more, whether you're worth it or not. You charge more, and people think you're worth more. Like Bose, I love Bose sound equipment, but it's all overpriced. But why do they overprice it? So that people will think they're worth that price. I know that one for a fact. That's not my opinion, but I won't get into that. um that's on my list. Archmage Frey says, I'm watching Mrs. Davis on Peacock. I still don't know how to feel about it, but I am hooked. Whether you like it or not, you're hooked. I really liked oh gosh, what's it called? Poker Face. That was a good Peacock original. Another Peacock original coming up soon is Ted, the Ted series by Seth MacFarlane, starring Scott Grimes and other people, and of course starring Seth MacFarlane as well. And of course we'll be covering that here when it finally starts putting out some information. Hopefully we'll get some interviews from my pals over at the TED series. Can't wait to see what that's all about. While Disney's streaming business posted a less than expected loss of $659 million, it still lost 4 million subscribers globally when compared to the previous quarter, for a total of 157.8 million subscribers. Case in point, you know what they had on their service in the last quarter? New episodes of the Orville. Oh, all of a sudden there's not new episodes of the Orville, so they lost subscribers. Seems like a pretty interesting coincidence to me, you guys. There's a potential sign that price hikes have started to offset a loss in subscribers. Yeah, what do you guys? I'm sure you guys probably agree. These streaming services are becoming too many and too pricey. We all thought we were getting this awesome streaming life where it could be a la carte. You could watch your favorite stuff a la carte. But now they all together they cost more, and you almost feel like you have to have every single streaming service, because every single streaming service has that one thing that's super special that people feel like they gotta watch. Stony Girl, Disney is currently less expensive than Hulu. Plus, it has Star Wars. People like Star Wars. I've been thinking about the whole Hulu Disney thing. I prefer Hulu, or I used to prefer Hulu, but Hulu hardly ever has anything that personally I'm interested in watching anymore. And except for the Orville, which I can get on Disney Plus for less, at least right now, this part of the year. So I have been thinking of switching from Hulu to Disney Plus for the Orville stuff. And there's a bunch of stuff on Disney Plus I wouldn't mind checking out at some point. I'm in no hurry. All the other stuff. If they come out with sometimes they come out with a new Marvel movie pretty recently after it's released in the theatrical release. Would love to see Quantum Mania. Would love to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3, though it'll probably be a little while. And then Star Wars, I could take it or leave it. I usually leave it. But every once in a while, there's something Star Wars related that I'm like, I might check it out. I've just been through a lot of Star Wars since I've been on this planet. Pranakasha Productions just discovered K-drama. I don't know. Is that Korean drama? Otherwise, I don't know what it is. In the alternate universe, it's called Norville. Well, I want to call it Forville. That's what I'm looking forward to, is Forville. And I still, my faith in the Orville is as high as ever. A lot of people have lost faith of the Orville because they let the internet bring them down or cloud their judgment, or they think the Orville is just like some other show. It's not some other show. It's just waiting to be the right time to renew it, because right now if they renew it, there'll be no traction for a while. Seth's got a lot of stuff on his plate that he's trying to knock out in the hopes of getting another season of the Orville. Yep, Korean drama. I like me some K-pop, I guess. Arkmay says, I'm watching Futurama on Hulu in preparation for the new season. I should probably do that. Maybe that is the reason I should keep Hulu. I prefer watching new Futurama than a lot of the other stuff. The other stuff, just, I could watch it. I could not watch it. Doesn't much matter. If it's not the Orville, I'm not in a rush, which is what all good Orvillians do. They have to not be in a rush. We still don't know how much Disney will increase the price of its ad-free plan. Like I said, I'm predicting $14.99. Or if this pricing will change once Disney Plus and Hulu become available as a single app. The company just raised its prices on both Hulu and Disney Plus last year. Oh, I know. And also introduced a $7.99 per month ad-supported tier, which Disney Chief Financial Officer Christine McCarthy said will launch in Europe at the end of this year. Well, we'll see. We'll let our European ego-panions tell us how that goes. Ads really just don't bother me because the price of the with ads subscription on most services is so much cheaper, and a lot of times they don't overload you with ads, except for Paramount. Paramount sucks when it comes to ads, you guys. I think, I have HBO Max with ads, and during The Last of Us, the entire run, I don't think I saw a single commercial at all, except for maybe a trailer for some other show on HBO Max. And that's about it. No laundry detergent, no toilet paper, no what other things. I don't know if they sell any other things. Everything seems to be laundry detergent and toilet paper. Cartoon bears dancing around shaking their bums, you guys. Sci-Fi Nation, thank you so much for that super chat. A la carte socials and game signings from the 90s. Yeah, a la carte. I guess when they tell you something's going to be a la carte, it's not a la carte. We thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to be able to just, 13 years ago, I thought I was going to be able to just pay for the shows I wanted to watch. Didn't work out that way, did it? But I don't see how it would. That would have been insane to have truly a la carte services going on. It just didn't. It made sense at the time because I wasn't thinking about it. But now I'm like, oh, that would have been too hard to do. You get ads on broadcast TV, right? I assume they still have. I haven't watched broadcast television in years, but I assume that they still have ads. Jonathan Earl, would be great if Disney Plus, Paramount, Hulu, Vudu, Netflix, HBO Max, and Peacock would combine into one, and they can call it satellite television. That's probably the next step. Well, I mean, that's kind of what's been going on now. Hulu used to be a separate company. Disney used to be a separate company. Now they're all one company. They're probably bringing in some other channel as well. HBO Max is going to be bringing in Discovery, calling it Max. I think HBO is kind of overestimating how many people subscribed to HBO Max for the word Max. I didn't. I subscribed to it for the name HBO. I didn't really care about the Max stuff. Only very rarely does anything actually produced by Max come on there that I feel like I'm interested in watching. But that's me. Other people are different. Maybe some people are all horny for Cinemax. I don't know. They used to be in the 90s. Yes, there are ads on broadcast. That's what it's all about. There's even ads on cable, and cable is something you're actually paying for. I mean, you're probably paying for broadcast as well, though you don't have to. You could get an antenna, and it will work in most cases. Voodoo is defunct. Yeah, I mean, some of these are going to be going out of business. There's going to be new ones popping in, but usually it's going to be big names. There'll probably be Walmart Plus at some point where you can just watch Walmart related shows. Maxine, video game services like Steam will sell video games separately just fine. I'm sure it can work with TV shows as well. Well, I don't have the power to make that happen, but I think hopefully the stream gods out there can put something together like that. Now, of course, there's certain things you can purchase off of Amazon digitally. Like I own the Orville New Horizons. I purchased it on Amazon many months ago. Ads on cable? What? Uh, let's see. Bob Iger added that the combined app will roll out by the end of the calendar year and that the company will share more details in the future. Hulu content is already bundled into the Disney Plus app in select countries. Is your country selected? Let me know. Outside of the US, Disney's announcement comes fresh off the heels of Warner Brothers Discovery's announcement that it's bundling HBO Max, there you go, and Discovery Plus into a single app called Max, which will launch later this month. Yeah, I've been seeing the ads for Max forever now. So I'm assuming that my HBO Max app will just one day you wake up and it's just called Max and it's using a blue color instead of a purple color. I'm assuming the same will be true for Disney. All of a sudden you'll get it if you have Disney Plus, you'll probably get an email saying, "Hey, we're upping the subscription cost and adding Hulu. If that's what you want, go ahead and just agree, and you're automatically rolled into it." And there's probably an update. You probably have to download an update. Amazon Prime Video and Roku TV combining. What? Now, Roku TV, I don't know much about. I think my mom has it. I've seen the home screen, but haven't looked into what it actually is. Sci-Fi Nation, I remember renting in the early 90s and 5 cable guys in one town with 1,200 peeps. Just 5 cable guys. I think we got a lot more. I remember when the cable guy first came to my house when I was 5 years old. All of a sudden, I was watching stuff off the antenna, like, Star Trek and whatever other reruns they played. And then all of a sudden, I had the Disney Channel. And Welcome to Pooh's Corner was playing. I was a pretty happy little kid. Walmart Plus already exists. Oh my gosh, Archmage is informing me you get Paramount Plus included with it. Wow, Paramount Plus, the Walmart of streaming services. Actually, I have to get rid of Paramount soon. I'm not in a hurry to watch it. Strange New Worlds is great. It's coming out next month, but I'm not in a hurry. And I think Ghosts either is wrapping up this week or they wrapped up last week, so therefore I don't need Paramount Plus anymore. There's only 2 things I watched on it. And then you got all the free TV stuff, Tubi TV and Pluto TV. You got all the old TV stuff. If you don't want anything super brand new, those are great services. You want to watch Knight Rider right now? Just go on either one of those services, and you'll probably find a Knight Rider channel. And sometimes a person needs to watch Knight Rider. All right, continuing on to this story. This is the end of it here. Disney is currently debating. No, it's not the end of it. Disney is currently debating whether it will purchase Comcast's 33% stake in Hulu. So Disney right now does own the majority share of Hulu. They have probably for a year or two at this point when they purchased Hulu a couple of years ago. Now Comcast, we've talked about this as well. Comcast is NBC, is it not? Like NBC Universal, Peacock, I guess you can say. Now Seth MacFarlane, of course, is an employee of Peacock. He has a huge deal with Peacock. That's why he's creating stuff for Peacock right now. That's why the Ted series is coming to Peacock, because that's Seth MacFarlane's place of work now. Um, Now, of course, the deal that Seth MacFarlane made allows him to still do other things like the Orville, provide voice work for Family Guy and the other animated series over there that are still Fuzzy Door Productions. So, what is going on with this? We've talked about Disney buying out Comcast's share and owning full 100% Hulu, which we pretty much assumed they were going to do since they already owned most of it at this point. Both companies agreed that Hulu would have a minimum valuation of $27 billion. That's the minimum of what Hulu is worth to them, making Comcast's stake worth at least $9 billion, which Disney might be hesitant to pay if rough economic times continue. We'll talk about that a little bit. How does the WGA strike apply to any of this? Does it apply to any of this? Will it possibly apply to any of this? Or is it nothing to worry about? We'll talk about that as well. How that ultimately unfolds is to some extent in the hands of Comcast and in the hands of basically a conversation or a negotiation that I've had with them, Bob Iger said, when answering a question about Comcast. There seems to be a real value in having general entertainment combined with Disney Plus, and ultimately Hulu is that solution. So they're saying there's all this stuff on Hulu that is general entertainment, not super specific big stuff like Disney has all the Star Wars and Marvel, and they have the Orville. Hulu has a lot of big stuff, but also, you can watch the new episode of American Idol on Hulu. You can watch the episode of, I don't know, some sitcom or something like that. They got a ton of that on there as well. So they're talking about, the big Disney stuff combined with television is what they're basically, Bob's saying. The company also announced plans to remove some content from its streaming services. Now keep an eye on that. If they remove the Orville, bad news. But if they don't remove the Orville, news is as good as ever. No news is good news when it comes to the Orville amongst all of this stuff. In the process of reviewing the content on our direct-to-consumer services to align with the strategic changes in our approach to content curation, this will result in an impairment charge of anywhere from 1.5 to 1.8 billion. I really don't know what impairment charge means. I'd probably have to read that paragraph 7 or 8 times before I understand what he's talking about there. I'm not in the business. I'm not in Hollywood. So I have no idea what his Hollywood business talk is in that part of it, you guys. Hey, Dark Helmet, how's it going? Sci-Fi Nation. Peacock is just a big feathery non-bulbous stick. Are sticks commonly bulbous? I don't know. They're kind of long and sticky to me. But Peacock's my favorite just because they have the comedies that I like, and they've been putting out some pretty new movies. But otherwise, there's another part of my brain that's like, you know what? Get rid of all entertainment and just start living in the real world. Go outside and play, JP. But sometimes the weather's bad and you want to stay inside and watch something fun on TV, right? Uh-oh, drunk driving, JP. Uh-oh. Sci-Fi Nation's worried. Amazon Prime TV plus Hulu equals She-Hulk TV. Amazon Prime TV plus Hulu. No, it's going to be Disney plus Hulu. Maybe that's what they'll call it, Disney plus Hulu. Sci-Fi Nation says, I pay $7 a month for Prime. Yay, free shipping and deals because food stamps and Medicaid. Yeah, I remember when I got Amazon Prime way back in the day when they first started, and you get the Amazon Prime streaming service as well. Didn't use the streaming service for years. They really had nothing that interested me on their streaming service. Now they got all these big hits. They've kind of lost me a little bit though. I've lost interest in a lot of stuff. I've been kind of focusing in on just a few properties and kind of getting rid of all the fluff. But hey, that's just me. That's not what some people do. That some people don't. Some people can watch it all. I decided I can't watch it all anymore. I watch the Orville, and anything else is supplemental. And sometimes I find something that I want to bring up to the forefront for a little bit, but then I go right back to the Orville. Yeah, I like Peacock. I haven't had any problems with their app. And they always have something to watch, but also they always have something to watch for me personally, is because they have The Office, they have Superstore. I think Hulu still has Superstore, but I'm sure that's limited. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, uh, uh, Parks and Recreation. They have all the stuff that I like to rewatch, as well as other things, new things that are coming out. But otherwise, that's probably why I watch them the most, is I'm rewatching The Office or something like that. Not everybody's doing that, so I understand I got a very specific situation. Stony Girl, sounds like they're going to bring their ABC content to the service. That's right. Hulu's got stuff from every network pretty much, and big stuff. I mean, Hulu is the place for The Handmaid's Tale, which is a huge worldwide hit. So that, and I do know that. I mean, we've talked for the last many months about, oh, will the Orville be on Hulu? Will it go exclusively to Disney Plus? Maybe Comcast will purchase Hulu, and the Orville could go to Peacock. Wherever it goes, I'm going with it. But I really feel Disney Plus / Hulu, it's all the same thing, is the best place for a show like the Orville. Artisan sci-fi. I've said this before. Disney Plus has Star Wars. It's got Marvel. It's got Wall-E. It's got all kinds of sci-fi stuff. Big sci-fi stuff. The greatest amount of sci-fi is on Disney Plus. So that audience is a perfect audience for the Orville, and I think the Orville will be the best on Disney Plus. So, if anything, this still feels like good news to me, because going back to the writers' strike that's going on right now, where the writers aren't writing anything, if you're going to announce basically a new streaming service, for the most part, if you think about it, you're going to have to also start making announcements for new movies and shows and big IPs coming to that streaming service, so you can sell it and get investors and all that stuff. I'm thinking the writer strike will be over way before it's even time to still even announce a new season of the Orville, you guys. But also think about all the firing. Why are they doing all this firing? Because they found bulk. They found stuff that they're wasting money on. So they're doing it, of course, like any business, to save money. What do they do with that money? They make more investments into new adventures, like this new bundle service, Disney Plus / Hulu. They got to come out with new content. They got and what's a great place to make an investment in content for a big show with huge effects and a huge fan base already? The Orville. So this just further solidifies to me that we're going to be getting more Orville, and it's going to be on Disney Plus / Hulu. I mean, I don't know if it'll be / anymore, because it's all the same thing on the same app, but it'll be on that new bundled app. But I think it'll still be a while before we get an announcement. But I can tell you right now, the Orville is not canceled. I think it's going to be renewed, in my opinion. But it's the renewal announcement, just like the show, is on hiatus until it's the right time. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, I want the Orville. I want it now. Why are they doing this to us? Why aren't they announcing it?" Because it's not time. I don't want more Orville. I want more of the right Orville. I want the Orville to put out the episodes that it wants to put out. So I'm willing to wait if I'm getting it the right Orville. Chris, thank you so much for that super chat. Enjoy these live shows. Thanks. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for supporting this grand experiment called Egotastic FunTime. I've been thinking about, some of you asked the last time I did a live stream about the second channel, which currently is called Egotastic FT. I still want to do something with it. I need to build that channel. I think I'm just going to turn that into Egotastic JP, and it'll be a personal video, well, just vlog channel. It's kind of redundant, video vlog. No, just vlog channel where I just talk about whatever it is I want to talk about. Show you guys the new car with some car time videos because we got a new Egomobile now. You know, stuff like that, and whatever weird stuff I come up with that's not necessarily appropriate for this channel. When you do YouTube, you got to niche down. I know anyone who's trying to do YouTube and has watched videos about YouTube, they're always saying niche down, niche down. Pick a thing and just do that thing. And if that thing is just you doing personal stuff, fine. If it's about the Orville or is what this channel is shaping into being, English lesson right there, is fuzzy door type content. You got your TED series, the Orville. We'll be exploring A Million Ways to Die in the West, the TED movies, Family Guy, all that stuff. Anything in the future that comes up from the wonderful people that have made the Orville, as well as more Orville, because I'm still convinced that we're going to be getting more Orville, you guys. Right ain't good. To me, if it's right, it should automatically be good, because I know that these people that make the Orville, if they're doing it right, they're doing it good. It's mostly been and all the cuts, they have yet to make any cuts in content. It's mostly been corporate dudes and theme park stuff. Well, there you go. And they're, you know, corporate dudes, going back to the strike, the writer strike, and, you know, not getting paid what they're worth. I mean, these are people that invent everything we enjoy, so they should be getting paid, right? I'm like, why don't they just, and I say this to every corporation, the people that are getting paid way too much, pay them a little less. And the people that are getting paid too little, pay them a little more. It'll all even out. Everyone should still be very happy. Even the corporate people making a little less, because they're still probably making too much, even if they're making less. Just do that, even it out, and give us some good entertainment to keep us distracted from this crazy world that we live in. Damn it, Hollywood. Okay, well, Jim Whitehead says impairment charge means fixing damage to plans without admitting they screwed up. I could see that, and so they're looking for 1.5 to 1.8 billion in costs. I'm assuming they mean costs, to, you know, kind of sweep stuff under the rug and also make it more profitable. Dean, what's up? Hirosawa, this is good news as Hulu continues to shrink while Paramount Plus grew to over 60 million subs in Q1. Now, New Horizons can leverage the strength of Disney Plus, which is battling it out with Netflix and Amazon for the top spot. Yeah, I mean, this is all the streaming wars. That is the streaming wars. You got all these so many streaming services now, you guys. I used to be able to name them. Now if I name what's on the top of my head, that's just a small amount. They're all fighting it out right now. Yeah, you got Disney, Netflix, and Amazon all just trying to get that top spot. And everyone else is trying to fight for number 2. I think sustainability wise, when it comes to streaming, 3 services seems okay. Like, I think people would be fine with just 3 streaming services, though even that's a little too much. I mean, wouldn't it be great if we just had one? I mean, you can just have one if you want that, but there's going to be a lot of stuff that you're interested in that's only available in these other streaming services. I don't know why they all decided to come up with one thing. They'll have the one thing. I just want the Orville. Archmage Frey, and in a year, Elon will throw a wrench into all of this by randomly buying one of these services and naming it StreamX. He could actually do that. People think Elon is ruining or has ruined Twitter. I'm like, how can you ruin what's already pretty much garbage? I mean, almost all social media, if not all social media, is garbage. It's pretty hard to make it worse. So I'm not like a super huge fan of Elon, but I also don't have anything against him. Though I can see the him taking over Twitter's probably half in his mind, just a grand experiment, almost a joke, but he's still trying to make it profitable, I guess. And usually anything that's trying to be profitable off of us is annoying because everything is trying to be profitable off of you and I. There you go. Kevin Scott's got HBO automatically with AT&T internet. Now is the HBO the app or is it actual just HBO channels? Because HBO channels used to be a thing. I have no idea if they still are. HBO West, HBO East, HBO Signature, HBO Latino, HBO Latino West, Latino East. They probably have it all. They used to have all that. I don't know if they still do. I just have not paid attention to cable, satellite, or regular broadcast television in a very long time, almost in a lifetime. Stony Girl, in theory, they could continue the split, and maybe the Orville could run on both Hulu/Disney and Peacock. Well, actually, I guess they could, at least on Hulu and Disney, if they're going to keep them as separate apps, because it kind of feels like from this article that they'll be the combined app, which will probably just be Disney Plus, uh, with the other services available as add-ons or as one full bundle. But I bet you if you didn't want Disney Plus at all and you just wanted to keep Hulu, which only is a United States thing, then you probably could still do that. You probably, I mean, I could tell you right now, I wouldn't want to pay any money for any ESPN content. I wouldn't use it at all, but lots of other people would. I mean, they've had their Disney, Hulu, ESPN bundle available for a long time, but it's just all separate apps. Stream X. You could ruin what already was. And then they'll send Stream X on a rocket into space. And you'll just see a little thumbstick floating in space. It's got Stream X on it. All right, Stony Girl, thanks for popping in. Got to get back to work. Have a great day, guys. Good stream, JP. Thank you so much. And yes, I'm going to keep this stream short today, probably another 15, 20 minutes. I just wanted to talk about this developing story, I should say, because also is Disney going to make more announcements about what they're doing with their company? Though it seems like they're probably going to make a ton of money off of this change because it's just all digital stuff, right? It's not going to cost that much to create, and then they're going to probably get at least $5 more on their, probably raise the price another $5, if not more, to get the bundle. Your freedom of speech ends where my rights are violated. If you could choose between a one-time role on the Orville or be a full-time character on Lower Decks, which would you choose? Well, FaceTime to the public to me is something I'm not interested in. I used to be when I was younger. Now, the more private I can be, the better. I think a one-time role would be the exact thing that would make me happy, considering the the experiences I've had in the last 7 years, 5 to 7 years. I like I do really like Lower Decks, but I don't have any emotional attachment to Lower Decks. But I have emotional attachment to the Orville and all the wonderful people that make it. So in order to have the honor of being able to work, even if it's for a single day with those people, doing the same work as them for one day, I would love that experience. Lower Decks, they can just call me up and give me a script and have me record it in my closet. It's good. Hey, it's good. Hey, JP, I read a decent article recently saying that Paramount Plus is unlikely survive as a separate service. The economics just aren't working. So Paramount Plus, first off, I must say, they don't have a lot of stuff that I'm interested in on their platform, but they have a lot of stuff that lots of people are interested in watching on their platform. But yes, even with that being the case, there's so much competition out there. I don't, in just another year or two, I don't see how any streaming service can keep going on their own, except for maybe Netflix. But they're having a harder and harder time every single quarter. It's getting harder and harder for them. I mean, a bunch of stand-up specials can only go so far, right? So I wouldn't even be surprised if in the next 5 years Netflix has to join forces with somebody, with one of these other big services. Yeah, I could believe it. And I have to say, I really love the Picard season 3 series on Paramount, and I really love the show Ghosts. But hey, those are just, two shows. You got to have a whole vault full of amazing shows people are watching a lot. So yeah, I could totally believe that about Paramount Plus. Imagine how I think if they kept the name CBS Plus, they'd be completely out of business already. At least Paramount kind of widened the interest for people around the world. Paramount Plus is available around the world, right? It's got to. That's why they probably because CBS wasn't going to sell any that name's not going to sell anywhere else in the world. Curtis Tate, is there a good source for what's on the streaming services like TV Guide used to be for broadcast networks? Besides just the internet, www.theinternet.com, does Roku do that? Does anybody know? Like I said, I'm not very educated in the world of Roku, but aren't they, the whole idea of them was supposed to be bringing everything together so you can manage everything? Jonathan Earl, I'm with you, JP. They should just combine all streaming services together and call it Satellite Television Plus. I think it would totally work. It would cost $450 a month, but at least everything will be right there. Hey, Jake Krause, how you doing? Jake Krause says, I get 2 free HBO Max ad-free subs. Nice. One with wireless and the other with FiberNet. What? Don't forget to put fiber in your diet, you guys. Very important. How would you treat Yaphet in a season 4? Asks Chris. I love Norm Macdonald so much, so this is a tough situation in my opinion. We already solved it. In season 4, Yaphet splits, replicates, because that's how they reproduce with the jellies. And both jellies, the 2 new jellies are 2 new characters. They used to be Yaphet, now they're 2 new characters. Who was it that replaced Norm Macdonald as the voice of Death in Family Guy? Oh, Adam Carolla. He'd be a good one. And then you guys can pick another person to play another Yaphet. Jack Black sounds like a good choice to me. Brian Dawkins, thank you for signing back up. Member for 38 months. Brian Dawkins has been a member of this channel for 38 months. I think you've been here longer than me, Brian. It's my birthday. Are you having a good day? Brian, it's your birthday. My birthday's coming up next month, but your birthday is today. So everybody, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Brian Dawkins. Happy birthday to you. And many Jalojas more. All the Jalojas to you, Brian. Let's see if I got anything here for you. Let's see. Let's do a...
We must return to the dance! The night is ours!
Everybody party. Uh, can't have Corolla without Kimmel. That used to be the case, didn't it? Oh, that would be good though, as a duo, as a pair. Adam Carolla with Jimmy Kimmel. Now I don't know if we keep both jellies, but at least have one episode with both jellies. One jelly stays, the other one goes off to, I don't know, do something else. Get with a bunch, every type of lady they could get with from every species, including the Mocklin species. Thank you, evolution. Archmage Frey, no, you'll get a copyright strike for the birthday song. If I get a copyright strike for the birthday song, I deserve that copyright strike. The Man Show. Man, I've heard that show doesn't hold up because, times are different now, but I need to watch an old episode of The Man Show to see what I think. I remember it being pretty darn funny. Nathan from The Quantum Show. Am I the only one that wants more comics? I definitely do want more comics. I would love more comics. The more Orville anything, the better. And the comic books were so great. They're considered soft canon, which means they are canon unless they do something on the actual show that contradicts anything in the comics. But I don't think they plan on doing any of that, doing anything like that. There's some great adventures going on in those Orville comics, and it felt right because they're all written by David A. Goodman, who's one of the head writers and one of the executive producers for the Orville. Also a really nice dude, I do have to say. Jimmy Kimmel seems to be towing the line for the D Now Man Show. Will never happen again. Towing the line for the D. The D. The Deenus? Like the male Deenus? I pronounce it with a D and not a P. JP, you still watch Power Rangers, don't you? I don't still watch Power Rangers, but I did see that on Netflix, I believe it's Netflix, there is a new Power Rangers movie starring the surviving Power Rangers from the American version of the show. No idea. I'm wondering if I should even just check it out for curiosity's sake. I always would have loved it if they combined the Power Rangers with the Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Power Rangers. D is Disney. Towing the line for the D. Show will never, Man Show will never happen again. Did they ever even try to do a Woman show? Woman show. Or is that just the talk? For the ABC. ABC's a Disney product, isn't it? I don't know. It's hard to tell what's not Disney anymore. Disney owns Marvel. They own Star Wars. They own. Tell me more stuff Disney owns. I used to have know more than two things that they used to own, or still own, or took over. Archmage Frey, they did a Power Rangers Ninja Turtles team up way back, like 20 years ago. 20 years ago would be the right time to do it, even more so than now. I missed out on that one. That Power Rangers movie was pretty good until they got to the Zords. The CGI of the Zords was horrendous. Oh no, like a really old school sci-fi production. The stuff way back in the day on Sci-Fi Network used to be not the best CGI. I mean, they eventually started getting money and started being able to put a little bit more money into the CGI and the effects. Whoa, man, said Animal every movie. Whoa, man. And isn't there a new Muppets movie as well? I think I saw a thumbnail for a Muppets movie. I don't know if I'd have to see a trailer because I don't know if I'm past that. I did go see the last couple of Muppet movies that were in the theater a few years ago. Had a good time. But this day and age where I am just so picky on anything that I watch, anything that I spend my time on, I am so picky with, except for a ton of binge watching that I do from shows that I've seen 1,000 times. All right, you guys, I got about 5 more minutes, and I want to thank you guys for spending time with me talking about this Disney slash Hulu, maybe slash Orville crossover event. Like I said, this news was not direct Orville, but I think it indirectly can affect the future of Orville one way or the other. I'm still leaning towards positive. I still see nothing going on that's negative when it comes to a future for the Orville. I only see positive. But when that negative stuff appears someday, which hopefully it won't, I will also we'll be talking about that as well. Hey, Brian Dawkins says, check your PayPal. PayPal. I saw a thing today. It was a GIF. A homeless person saying, if you don't have change, I take PayPal. And then he has his PayPal address. Yeah, I laughed. Thank you so much, Brian Dawkins. Hey, it's your birthday today. It's not my birthday. My birthday's next month. Boy, am I going to be older. I'm going to be a whole year older next month. In honor of my birthday, have tacos on me. Well, I'll probably have them separate from you, not on you, but I appreciate the thought. But yeah, in just 1 month, I'm going to be a whole year older. That's not how time is supposed to work. Thank you so much. The Metro Man Show. I think that you call it the Man ? Show? Or the show, man. I agree, Zords need to be people in costume battling. We expect that level of campiness from Power Rangers. Well, also, it's not only is it expected, it's accepted. They're probably using CGI for cost cutting. Yeah, which is weird. You think back in the day it was the other way around. You used the outfits because that was the cheaper way to do it. But now CGI, if you have any CGI effect, boom, you just added 100 people onto your credits list. Yeah, certain things going the non-digital route is the best route. Power Rangers. I missed the Ninja Turtles just being dudes in rubber suits. I didn't care for the CGI. And Michael Bay aside, I didn't care for the CGI Ninja Turtles. Check PayPal again. What? Let me turn on my internet. Hey, thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Sci-Fi Nation. Just because. Keep being you, JP. That's all I know how to be, unfortunately. I've tried being other things. It didn't work. I always ended up coming back to this bearded dude right here. Thank you guys so much for helping to support the channel and helping the lights stay on. I got 2 key lights and 2 colored lights and power coming into this computer so I can go forth across the WWW and be seen by people all around the world. Jonathan talking to Jake says that's the reason the Megazords looked far more realistic on MMPR, ZEO, Space, and Lost Galaxy. Doozers, that's Fraggle Rock. That's Castaway. Worries for another day. Let children play. Down to Fraggle Rock. I don't know what clapping into the microphone does. Did I break anyone's speakers? All right, you guys. The time has come. It has been 1 hour, and I need to get back to doing things that I got to do here. The thing I'm trying to do right now is I got so much crap in here. I have so much crap in this room, in that closet, and this isn't right now I have a bunch of crap in here. No, this is a lifelong thing I've been having to deal with, and I'm tired of dealing with it. So I'm trying to figure out I don't want to throw anything away. I'm not a hoarder. I just got stuff that could be handy at some point. Except for that piece of trash over there. I could probably throw that away. I got to get this room packed up some way and stuff put somewhere, but I don't know where to put the stuff because the anywhere I could put the stuff already has stuff in it, you guys. and I don't want to do a garage. I got so much equipment of all kinds. I got music equipment, camera equipment, microphone equipment, video game equipment. I got so much junk. I don't have a Super Nintendo though, Jonathan. But yes, things got to get done. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Don't know when the next live show is. I'm kind of doing an impromptu thing right now as I'm rebuilding and trying to figure out new internet avenues of monetization. So I'll just be live the next time that I'm live. I don't know when it'll be, but there will be an announcement many hours ahead of time, if not a couple days ahead of time, because you got to plan these things. So again, thank you guys. Let me activate my mouse here. Mark Lawrence, good to see you. Thank you for that super chat. JP, Mark. You know what, Archmage? I did remember to cancel my Twitch. I went over there and it was a huge hassle to try and delete my Twitch channel. You had to like contact people. I don't contact people. This is 2023. Let me click on stuff. That's how you get things done in this day and age. You click on stuff. You don't contact people. So I have to look into that further. But thank you again for the reminder, because I did need that as well. I'll see you guys very soon. And as always, I hope all your times are egotastic fun times, and we all do better when we all do better. Love you.